And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Move it up, fellas. 13.
Garoppolo on first down. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really get...
And right away, he lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And now movement here right away. Maybe a sign of things to come with this crowd. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Here's Keenum to throw. Sanders has it over the middle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run here with Freeman. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
They get it to him running left. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Now a play fake, and it's Keenum. He goes underneath to Freeman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they worked their way back onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up.
That's caught inside the 20. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 62 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. His pass caught with the 4. And he's brought down. Garcon with his first grab, good enough for a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Garoppolo looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Dante Pettis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. To throw on 2nd down is Keenum. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. On second down, Freeman. And he's got room. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how he was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. From the red zone now, Keenum. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. This is Freeman. And he'll take this one down near the 15. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Throwing is Keenum on third down. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Janovich, the fullback, trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Keenum. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
13.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Domata Peko in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there.
11. Flag. 21.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Bradley Pena now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Keenum will try again on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. And he's got some space here. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 3rd down. Keenum on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Allen. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10.
11.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the defense has got it in their end zone, and that strip may have just saved this ball game for them. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Gold with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
To throw is Keenum. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The Broncos on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Keenum. Got a man, he finds Sanders. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch. Turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. Keenum now on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Well, that kind of catch is supposed to pay off with at least a first down, isn't it?
Instead, he'll just add it to his highlight reel, but they don't pick up the first.
Yeah, he gets the yardage, he gets the catch, but now they have a decision to make.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's Keenum. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. That's going to be caught. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there at 22. To throw is Garoppolo, and they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
They'll give it to him up the middle, and I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 50. 30, and now running right through it. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Now Keenum. That's caught. It's Thomas. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Keenum now on 3rd and goal. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This is a 26-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there. Quick
lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now this time, Garoppolo will throw. He sets to fire deep, and that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return, and the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Keenum. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, a 22.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
A carry from the Northern California native, Devontae Booker. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Malcolm Smith there for the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. 3rd and long. It's Keenum. Open man, and that's his tight end, Jake Butt. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Royce Freeman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And the 49er hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw, Garoppolo. Steps away to his left. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good play there to step in and knock that one away by Chris Harris.
Who said that he couldn't play in the NFL?
Not me.
Not you. A lot of scouts did. A lot of people undrafted, and has turned himself into a Pro Bowl cornerback, one that really knows how to play the position.
And coming out now, the Broncos. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. Oh, a nice spin. Throwing right, and that's complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
And he's got Hireman. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He'll look to throw. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Now Keenum. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback.
Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Garoppolo looking to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
65.
Garoppolo to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?